full Texas tea.
Watch your head, Granny.
Cut us off, you bunch of nothings!
Let's investigate the lives behind the laughter of each cast member from the iconic comedy, The Beverly Hillbillies. While the program provided joy and humor to millions, the off-screen stories of these individuals tell a different story. From the famous Mrs Margaret Drysdale to the endearing Elverna Bradshaw, each cast member experienced unique obstacles and, in some cases, terrible outcomes. Despite the show's cheerful tone, the cast's real-life stories are laced with melancholy. Join us as we go through their accomplishments in the entertainment industry and uncover their terrible deaths. Number 9. Elia Alman. Elia Beatrice Alman, a fascinating character in Hollywood, made an unmistakable mark on the entertainment industry throughout the course of her 50-year career. Alman's legacy is carved in television history, as she is fondly remembered for her performances in classic TV shows such as The Beverly Hillbillies and Petticoat Junction, as well as being the voice behind Walt Disney's Clarabelle Cow. Alman began her career as a children's tale reader at KHJ in Los Angeles in 1926. And she quickly rose to prominence for her exceptional dialectic skills. The Los Angeles Times praised her talents, laying the groundwork for a career that would span multiple genres.
You got to see my little girl! Let me right there!
She married Wesley B. Tortolot in 1930, but the marriage was short-lived and the couple divorced within a few years. Alman's voyage took an East Coast detour in 1933 when she took on the moniker California Cocktail and launched a musical program on NBC. Despite the initial promise of a long-term deal with KNX in 1933, her employment ended in 1935. Notably, she excelled in a variety of roles on radio shows such as the Blue Monday Jamboree and the Comedy Kingdom, demonstrating her flexibility and becoming a household name far into the 1950s. In the mid-1930s, Alman ventured into animation, appearing in cartoons for Warner Brothers and potentially creating the character Clarabelle Cow. Her marriage to athletic promoter C.C. Pyle's life began to change dramatically in 1937. Tragically, Pyle died in 1939, leaving Alman to navigate the complications of widowhood. She made her radio debut in the early 1940s as Tootsie Sagwell on The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show. She appeared on several radio shows, including The Adventures of Maisie, The Cinnamon Bear, The Durante Moore Show, The Abbott and Costello Show, The Baby Snooks Show, The Judy Canova Show, and The Ray Bolger Show. Alman made her film debut in The Road to Singapore. Despite primarily uncredited performances in the 1940s, she found steady work on the Blondie radio series as Cora Dithers, the overbearing wife of Dagwood Bumstead's boss. The 1950s took Alman into television audiences' living rooms, with appearances on popular shows such as I Married Joan, December Bride, The Bob Cummings Show, and The Abbott and Costello Show. Her ability landed her 3 appearances on the classic I Love Lucy. She reprised her role as Cora Dithers in a 1957 short-lived television remake of Blondie. Alman's most prolific era was the 1960s, when she appeared 13 times as Elverna Bradshaw on the Beverly Hillbillies. Aside from sitcoms, she demonstrated her versatility with appearances on The Dick Van Dyke Show, Hazel, The New Phil Silvers Show, The Addams Family, The Munsters, Mr. Ed, Bewitched, The Lucy Show, The Doris Day Show, The Andy Griffith Show, and a notable appearance as witness Julia Slovak in a 1961 Perry Mason episode. As the 1970s progressed, Alman pursued a career in real estate while remaining a television personality. Notable contributions included a cameo in the 1977 television film Halloween, starring the New Addams Family. Her acting career resurged in the 1980s with 11 television appearances, 2 of which were on Murder, She Wrote. Alman's final job in 1990 saw her return to her roots, resurrecting Clarabelle Cow's voice in the Mickey Mouse cartoon film adaptation of The Prince and the Pauper. Her voyage ended on March 6, 1992 in Santa Monica, California, when she died of pneumonia at the age of 87. Elia Beatrice Alman's lasting contribution to the world of entertainment is a treasured piece of television history. Number 8. Frank Wilcox. Frank Wilcox, a versatile American actor born in 1907, made his mark on film and television history. Wilcox was born in DeSoto, Missouri, and his path led him from the heartland to Hollywood, where he left a legacy distinguished by countless film and Broadway appearances. Wilcox began his career as a sales manager for an energy firm in Kansas City, before moving on to the Pasadena Community Playhouse to polish his acting skills. By December 1924, he was running the Frank Wilcox Company, which produced plays in a variety of locations, including Baltimore's Lyceum. His quest continued when he joined the Lambs Club in 1927. In 1939, Wilcox signed a deal with Warner Brothers to play the American statesman Henry Clay in the short film The Monroe Doctrine. His numerous performances included playing Abraham Lincoln in the 1939 film short Old Hickory, which was set against major events in President Andrew Jackson's public life. During World War II, Wilcox served as a destroyer, which changed his life forever. His filmography grew with major roles such as the circus doctor in the 1952 production The Greatest Show on Earth, which starred Charlton Heston. Wilcox left a lasting impression on many television shows, including 4 guest appearances on The Lone Ranger from 1952 and 1955. However, his most well-known part occurred in the first season of the Beverly Hillbillies as oil executive John Brewster. Throughout the 1950s and 60s, Wilcox appeared on various sitcoms, including I Love Lucy, Private Secretary, The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show, The People's Choice, and many others. His performance as Colonel Dodge in the 1959 episode Man to Man and Frontier Doctor demonstrated his flexibility. Wilcox's influence extended to the legal drama genre, with many appearances as a judge on Perry Mason over its 9-year run. In a notable episode of The Jack Benny Show in 1961, he played a judge in a dream sequence, where Jack believes he is on trial for murder, with Raymond guest starring as Perry Mason. Returning to his hometown spotlight, DeSoto, Missouri, honors Wilcox with the Frank Wilcox Film Festival in March. The festival, held near his birthday, honors his achievements in the entertainment business. Unfortunately, Wilcox died at the age of 66 in 1974 in his Los Angeles residence. Despite his death, the Frank Wilcox Film Festival honors his ongoing legacy, and his numerous roles in film, television, and Broadway continue to enchant viewers. Number 7. Shug Fisher. Shug Fisher, born George Clinton Fisher Jr. in 1907, made an unforgettable impression on the entertainment industry as an American character actor, singer, musician, and comedian. Over the course of his incredible 50-year career, Fisher dabbled in Western films, becoming a familiar face in serials and B pictures, starring Roy Rogers as the Sons of the Pioneers. His diverse talent expanded to television, with numerous appearances on iconic shows such as Gunsmoke and the Beverly Hillbillies, where he became a beloved figure noted for his distinct comic hallmarks. Fisher's career in entertainment began in 1924, when he saw a comic perform in a traveling medicine show. A year later, he went to California's San Joaquin Valley with his father and a buddy in a Ford Model T. Fisher continued to perform by doing numerous professions in oil fields, from fruit picker to cable and tool dresser, and playing the violin at social functions and square dances. Fisher's career changed dramatically in 1931 when he joined Tom Murray's new group, the Hollywood Hillbillies, after Murray quit the Beverly Hillbillies. Fisher learned the bass fiddle with the ensemble and claimed to be one of the first to play it in a country band. The Hollywood Hillbillies became popular but struggled financially. Fisher's adventure continued, eventually leading him to San Francisco with the other Beverly Hillbillies in 1933. Fisher's musical career included an extended road tour with Roy Faulkner, as well as performances under numerous names, such as Hugh and Shug's Radio Pals. His marriage to Peggy Summers in Cincinnati in 1939 constituted a watershed moment in his life. Fisher's acting career skyrocketed, especially in Western films. As a member of the John Ford Stock Company, he appeared in both B-movies and feature pictures, frequently alongside the Sons of the Pioneers in Roy Rogers' singing cowboy films. His talents included voice acting, as he played Uncle Pecos in the 1953 Tom and Jerry short, Pecos Pest. Fisher's genius found a new expression on television. From 1955 until 1960, he was frequently featured on ABC TV's Ozark Jubilee, a country music variety show that showcased his humorous and singing abilities. From 1962 to 1963, he appeared in Curtis's TV adventure series Ripcord as airplane pilot Charlie Kern. solidifying his television profile. One of Fisher's most noteworthy performances was on Gunsmoke, where he appeared 22 times between 1962 and 1974. However, his recurrent performance as Shorty Kellums in 19 episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies won over audiences. Shug Fisher spent his later years in Studio City, California, where he died quietly in 1984 following a long illness. Ken Curtis, an old friend, was by his side in Woodland Hills, Los Angeles. Fisher's legacy goes on, as seen by his burial at Forest Lawn Memorial Park, demonstrating his long-lasting influence in the entertainment industry. Number 6. Beatrice Benaderet. Discover the incredible story of Beatrice Benaderet, an American actress and comedian whose talent and wit made an indelible impression on Hollywood. Born in 1906 in New York City and raised in San Francisco, her career spanned 3 decades and included work in theater, radio, and television. Benaderet began her entertainment career in 1926 at San Francisco's radio station, KFRC. She was initially drawn to drama, but eventually shifted to humor, appearing on a variety of shows, including the Blue Monday Jamboree. She was known for her command of dialects, having portrayed characters such as Reba Haufowitz, who spoke French, Spanish, New York City English, and Yiddish. Benaderet relocated to Hollywood in 1936 and joined a radio station, where she made her network radio debut on the Campbell Playhouse alongside Orson Welles. Her big break came in 1937 when she appeared on the Jack Benny program as Gertrude Gearshift, a wisecracking telephone operator. Originally meant as a one-time appearance, she became a recurring character, demonstrating her ability to perform in up to 5 concerts per day.
Gee, I can't keep an ostrich in my tiny apartment.
Move into a larger one.
Benaderet's radio career grew with recurring roles such as Blanche Morton on The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show, and Eve Goodwin, the principal on The Great Gildersleeve. She succeeded as a voice artist for Warner Brothers, eventually becoming the major voice of adult female supporting characters in animated shorts in the 1940s and 1950s. Benaderet received 2 Emmy nominations for her work in The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show, which aired between 1950 and 1958. In the 1960s, she made an indelible impression on television with appearances in popular shows such as The Beverly Hillbillies, The Flintstones, and her most famous character, Kate Bradley, in Petticoat Junction. Her services to television were honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Benaderet's health deteriorated in the late 1960s when he developed lung cancer. Despite her sickness, she continued to amuse audiences. In 1963, a spot on her lung was detected during a regular checkup, necessitating surgery and radiation therapy. Benaderet showed resilience by returning to Petticoat Junction following the success of her treatment. Unfortunately, the battle with lung cancer lasted, and Benaderet left the series in 1968 owing to deteriorating health.
Absolutely fascinating, inspirational.
You didn't understand a word I said.
Not a word.
On October 13, 1968, Beatrice Benaderet, a renowned actress and comic, died of lung cancer and pneumonia at Good Samaritan Hospital in Los Angeles, leaving the entertainment world in mourning. Her legacy lives on, and she is buried in Valhalla Memorial Park Cemetery in North Hollywood. Notably, 4 days following her death, her husband Eugene Twombly died, highlighting their close connection and shared life journey. Together, they lay in peace.
We're very lucky you didn't go shopping with me. The stores were so crowded.
Yeah, but I still want to see those new fashions.
Leaving a legacy of laughter and joy that lives on in the hearts of all who witnessed Beatrice Benaderet's magic on stage and screen. Number 5. Harriet McGibbon. Harriet Elizabeth McGibbon, born in 1905, created an enduring legacy as an American film, theater, and television actress, best known for her portrayal as the insufferably snobby Mrs Margaret Drysdale in the famous sitcom The Beverly Hillbillies. McGibbon's path in the entertainment industry demonstrated her versatility and talent. McGibbon's career began when she joined Edward Clark Lilly's stock company in Akron, Ohio. Later, she took leading roles for Henry Duffy in San Francisco and appeared alongside well-known actors in Louisville, Kentucky. Her theater credits included appearances in Ned McCobb's Daughter, The Front Page, and a transcontinental tour of Max Marston's The Big Fight.
Now you're teasing. You just didn't want to get dressed up.
Where she acted alongside former world heavyweight champion Jack Dempsey. Her Broadway debut was in 1925 at the age of 19, with the play Beggar on Horseback at the Schubert Theater. In the late 1930s, she worked on the Pulitzer Prize-winning comedy You Can't Take It With You at the Biltmore Theater in Los Angeles. McGibbon also worked in radio as Lucy Kent on the NBC soap opera Home Sweet Home. McGibbon made his cinematic debut in WC. In Field's film The Golf Specialist, she played a snobby woman strolling a dog over a golf course without speaking. Her television career blossomed from 1950 onwards with guest appearances in various shows, including Bewitched, Ray Milland's sitcom Meet Mr. McNutley, and My Three Sons, where she performed as Margaret Cunningham in the 1961 episode Bub Goes to School. McGibbon also graced the big screen, starring in theatrical films like Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, directed by Vincente Minnelli, and starring renowned actors like Glenn Ford and Ingrid Thulin. Her personal life was marked by marriage since she had been married at least twice. She married producer William Reno Cain, but the couple divorced. She then married writer Charles Corwin White, and their marriage lasted until White died. McGibbon experienced the devastating death of her son, William McGibbon Cain. Harriet McGibbon's career in the entertainment industry ended in 1987 at the age of 81. Following her death, she was cremated, and her ashes were interred in the Columbarium of Remembrance at Forest Lawn Memorial Park, Los Angeles, California. Her achievements on Broadway, film, and television, particularly her legendary performance in the Beverly Hillbillies, live on in the hearts of people who appreciate her extraordinary talent. Number 4. Raymond Thomas Bailey. Raymond Bailey's journey to popularity took unexpected turns before he achieved success in Hollywood and made an indelible impression on television. Bailey, who was born in San Francisco, California, dreamed of being a movie star and traveled to Hollywood as a teenager. However, the path to success proved difficult, forcing him to a series of temporary occupations, including stints as a day laborer at a movie studio during the silent film era.
Incidentally, I'd use that first name whenever possible. You don't want people calling you Mr. Jerky.
Bailey's Hollywood hopes were dashed after he was fired for infiltrating a crime ring. He pursued careers as a stockbroker and a banker, exhibiting tenacity in the face of adversity. Despite his lack of success, he sailed across the world as a crewman aboard a freighter, visiting China, Japan, the Philippines, and the Mediterranean. Bailey worked on a pineapple plantation in Hawaii, did some community theater, and sang on a local radio show. When Bailey returned to Hollywood in 1938, his fortunes were altered. His first foray into the film industry was with minor roles. World War II interrupted his burgeoning career as he joined the Merchant Marine, but post-war Hollywood welcomed him back, giving him more significant character roles. Bailey's rise to prominence as a television character actor began in the early 1950s. His numerous roles, from Alfred Hitchcock Presents to Gunsmoke, demonstrated his flexibility. Simultaneously, he graced Broadway with his presence, playing in plays such as The Bat and The Caine Mutiny Court-Martial. Bailey's Hollywood reputation was strengthened by her film roles.
Milburn! Oh, what'd you expect? He's my son.
From Sabrina to Vertigo and Band of Angels, he contributed to a wide range of films, demonstrating his versatility as an actor. Bailey's major part occurred in the Beverly Hillbillies, where he played Milburn Drysdale, a greedy bank president who manages oil money royalties for country gentleman Jed Clampett. The sitcom became extremely popular, making Bailey a household name. His hilarious encounters with Jed Clampett added a lighthearted tone to the show's examination of the conflict between country and urban life. Bailey suffered health issues after appearing on the Beverly Hillbillies, with reports of Alzheimer's disease signs. Despite this, he continued to perform in minor film roles until 1975. At 75 years old, he died of a heart attack in Irvine, California. Bailey is survived by his wife, Gabby Ada George, and his legacy lives on in the annals of entertainment history. Raymond Bailey's latter years were spent in a solitary lifestyle, alternating between a condo and a houseboat in Laguna Niguel, California. His relationship with previous co-star Nancy Culp, whom he affectionately called Slim, remained unbroken. Bailey's ashes were dispersed at sea after his death, marking the end of a voyage that brought him from the shores of San Francisco to the dazzling lights of Hollywood. Number 3. Irene Ryan. Now we have the incredible journey of Irene Ryan, an American actress and comedian who made an unforgettable imprint in vaudeville, radio, film, television, and Broadway. Ryan was best known for her legendary depiction of Daisy Mae Granny Moses on the Beverly Hillbillies, which demonstrated her flexibility and comedic prowess.
Dad, good news. Ellie Mae's getting married.
Ryan's entertainment career began at the age of 11, when she won $3 for singing Pretty Baby in a San Francisco amateur contest. At the age of 20, she teamed up with writer-comedian Tim Ryan to become Tim and Irene, a vaudeville phenomenon who starred in Educational Pictures' short comedies. Their Dumb Dora routine, a vaudevillian dialogue, charmed audiences and demonstrated Irene's talent as the flighty young woman who frustrates Tim. Despite the end of her marriage to Tim in 1942, Irene continued to excel in the entertainment world. She toured with Bob Hope and appeared on his radio show. She also had big roles in films, sharing the screen with Edgar Kennedy, and contributing to the country music picture, Oh, My Darling Clementine in 1943. Irene married Harold E. Knox in 1946 and continued to work in films, specializing in parts for picky or neurotic ladies. She moved to television and appeared in sitcoms such as The Danny Thomas Show, The Real McCoys, and Bringing Up Buddy. Her career flourished in the early 1960s, with roles in My Three Sons, Ichabod and Me, and a competitor on the game program Password in 1966. However, it was in 1962 that Irene Ryan landed her most notable role as Granny Moses in the Beverly Hillbillies.
I've been doctoring over 50 years, and they give the certificate to Jim.
Despite being only 5.5 years older than Buddy Ebson, who played her son-in-law Jed Clampett, Ryan's portrayal of the feisty and charming Granny won over moviegoers. The character's name is a tribute to artist Anna Mary Robertson, Grandma Moses. Irene Ryan's adventure went beyond television. In 1972, she played Berta in the Broadway musical Pippin, where she demonstrated her singing abilities with the song No Time at All. A live recording of this performance was made, adding another facet to her diverse career. Tragically, on March 10, 1973, Irene Ryan suffered a stroke during a Pippin performance, resulting in her hospitalization in California. The diagnosis was with a malignant brain tumor. Irene Ryan died in April of the same year at age 70 at St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica, California. Her contributions to entertainment were memorialized at her grave at Woodlawn Memorial Cemetery in Santa Monica, where she is buried alongside her sister, Anna Thompson. Irene Ryan's legacy remains on, with fans celebrating her comedic brilliance and the love she provided to Granny Moses on the Beverly Hillbillies. Number 2. Donna Douglas. Donna Douglas was a popular actress best known for her role as Ellie Mae Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. Douglas pursued a variety of careers outside of entertainment, including real estate, gospel singing, inspirational speaking, and writing. Donna Douglas made an unmistakable impression in the entertainment industry, starting out as an illustration model for toothpaste advertising in New York City. Her charm and talent earned her performances as the Letters Girl on The Perry Como Show in 1957 and the Billboard Girl on The Steve Allen Show in 1959. Photographers and reporters recognized her as Miss Byline, and she wore the crown on CBS's The Ed Sullivan Show. Douglas made her cinematic debut in the film Career, where she co-starred with Anthony Franciosa, Dean Martin, and Shirley MacLaine. Subsequent roles in Lil Abner and Lover Comeback underlined her growing presence in the entertainment business. TV credits included The Twilight Zone and Checkmate. However, her turn as Ellie Mae Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies cemented her place in television history. Despite being somewhat unknown at the time, Douglas was picked from a pool of 500 actresses. Despite being typecast for her role in the Hillbillies, she pursued a career in gospel singing during the show's hiatus in 1966. She co-starred with Elvis Presley in Frankie and Johnny at the time.
On the wings of a snow white dove.
After the Beverly Hillbillies ended, Douglas and other original cast members appeared in the 1981 reunion film Return of the Beverly Hillbillies. She remained a popular guest star on many television shows and became an iconic topic for paper dolls, and toys during the show's height. Douglas described Ellie Mae as a wonderful little door opener during an interview. However, she emphasized the requirement of substance and integrity in order to move through that door. Even years later, the Beverly Hillbillies continued to attract audiences, demonstrating Ellie Mae and the Clampett family's enduring appeal. Douglas expanded her professional horizons beyond performing. After leaving the Hillbillies, she briefly obtained a real estate license before focusing on gospel singing and inspirational speaking. She worked with church groups, youth groups, schools, and colleges to assist Christian children's homes. Douglas's artistic activities included writing. She wrote several children's books, including Donna's Critters and Kids, Bible-based stories for kids, and Miss Donna's Mulberry Acres Farm. In 2013, she debuted in the culinary world with Southern Favorites with a Taste of Hollywood, a cookbook containing recipes from show business colleagues. Donna Douglas died of pancreatic cancer at Baton Rouge General Hospital in 2015, at the age of 82. Her legacy continues via her contributions to entertainment, writing, and humanitarian causes. She found joy in gardening, spending time with friends and family, and remaining perpetually youthful, leaving an indelible impact on the hearts of those who loved her. Number 1. Buddy Ebson. Buddy Ebson was a multidimensional artist whose career took him from the glamorous world of dance to the renowned Hollywood theater. His narrative exemplifies adaptability, resilience, and a lifelong enthusiasm for entertainment. Ebson's artistic journey began with Broadway Melody in 1936, where he wowed audiences with his dance talents. His charm extended to Captain January, for whom he co-starred with the renowned Shirley Temple.
Next Friday night, you're all invited to dance from 8 to 5.
He was cast as the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz, which provided him with a one-of-a-kind opportunity. Fate intervened, changing his character into the Tin Man. Unfortunately, the aluminum dust in his makeup during filming caused serious illness, requiring him to withdraw. Despite the defeat, Ebson's spirit was unbroken. Ebson's excellent dancing and singing techniques attracted fans as he starred in films such as They Met in Argentina with Maureen O'Hara and Sing Your Worries Away with June Havoc. Walt Disney recognized Ebson's abilities and chose him to dance in front of a grid as a reference for animating Mickey Mouse's dancing in Disney's Silly Symphonies animated short films. His choice to turn down Louis B. Mayer's exclusive MGM contract offer did little to slow his rise. Unfazed, MGM cast him as the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. However, Ebson faced difficulties when the aluminum dust harmed his health. His resignation saw Jack Haley take over the job, with the reasons for Ebson's departure shrouded in mystery. Despite the difficulties, Ebson's recording of the Tin Man's solo If I Only Had a Heart is on the deluxe edition of the Wizard of Oz soundtrack, saving a portion of his performance. Television lured Ebson, ushering in the next stage of his successful career. In 1949, he made his television debut on an episode of the Chevrolet Teletheater, paving the way for a number of appearances on various shows. Notably, Ebson played George Russell, Davy Crockett's sidekick, in Walt Disney's Davy Crockett miniseries, demonstrating his versatility. In the late 1950s and early 1960s, Ebson's television career boomed. His performance in Northwest Passage, the first half-hour Western recorded and broadcast in color on NBC, cemented his reputation as an experienced performer. In the 1961 picture Breakfast at Tiffany's, he played Doc Golightly, demonstrating his versatility. However, it was in 1962 that Ebson made his mark on television history as Jed Clampett in the Beverly Hillbillies. Despite some criticism, the sitcom was well received by viewers, with up to 60 million tuning in. Ebson's portrayal of the easygoing backwoods mountaineer who discovers oil and relocates to Beverly Hills became memorable. The show's enormous popularity lasted until its discontinuation in 1971, leaving an enduring effect on television history. In the 1970s, Ebson returned to television as the title character in Barnaby Jones, a role that demonstrated his continuing appeal. Despite initial skepticism from critics, the detective series aired 8 seasons and 178 episodes. Ebson's ability to fascinate audiences of all ages remained undiminished. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Ebson continued to contribute significantly to television. His portrayal as Matt Houston's uncle, Roy Houston, during the show's 3rd season established his long-term impact. Even in his 80s, Ebson made a cameo appearance in the 1993 film adaptation of the Beverly Hillbillies. Ebson's career also included work as a narrator and voice actor. He made his final television appearance in 1999 when he voiced Chet Elderson on King of the Hill. Ebson received honors, including a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and a position on the St. Louis Walk of Fame. He was admitted into the Disney Legends Hall of Fame, demonstrating his long-lasting influence in the entertainment industry. Buddy Ebson's exceptional life ended on July 6, 2003, when he died of respiratory failure at Torrance Memorial Medical Center in Torrance, California, at the age of 95. His legacy, however, lives on via his irrepressible personality, numerous abilities, and timeless personality he brought to life on both the big and small screens. Buddy Ebson remains a bright presence in entertainment history, and his achievements continue to resonate with audiences around the world. Thanks for watching. See you soon.